This is America's analyst, Daniel Fox, and you're listening to episode 79 of the Who's on Top podcast.
And welcome to episode 79 of Who's on Top. This is sure to be one hell of an episode. We got a lot of analysts looking at me with anticipation, contempt, and excitement. So we got quite the range of emotions here. So episode 79, we're going to be focusing on what happened yesterday with the wild card round. So let's introduce our analysts. First, we got the Russian machine, Ellis Gordon.
What's good, guys?
Growing the beard out. Looks good. Next, we have America's saddest man, Jacob Caston.
What's up, guys? Let's talk some sports.
Oh, that's so sad. And finally, we have the gloating goat himself, Daniel Fox.
Happy Yankees Elimination Day, my favorite annual tradition, right behind Rosh Hashanah.
To all of those who observe, right? And right now, both you and Jacob are observing.
I am observing, but in very different ways, I might add.
All righty. As we all know, Yankees took a rough loss yesterday. Who could have saw coming? Not me. I literally predicted the game. I predicted 6-2. They lost 6-1. Oh, well. But
they lost 6-2. They lost 6-2.
They did lose 6-2. Yes, I was right. I predicted 6-2 with all my friends.
You're always right. You're always right.
I know, King. When they hit that 2-run homer, I was like, game's over. My friends were like, you're too negative. I'm like, just wait till I'm right. I don't want to be right, but if I am, I'll still be right. And I was right. Unfortunately,
Jacob would rather the Yankees lose than him be right.
This is the most
I
Jacob
had that whole
rant
fight with my friends last night.
This is the most Jacob rant of all time. All right, keep going, buddy.
But yeah, overall disappointing season for the Yankees. And 93 win, 91 win.
Fuck Aaron Boone,
92.
right?
92 wins. Terrible decision making last night. Phil Nevin sending Aaron Judge home with 1 out. Great relay by Verdugo and Bogarts to the
Hernandez and
Bogarts to Plawecki at home, I think.
Plawecki, yeah.
And Judge got tied out at home. That was a terrible move by Phil Nevin. He also should get fired, as well as Aaron Boone, as well as Eric Thames. Everyone except Matt Blake has to go. Clean the house. Brian Cashman's got to go. But
Can I say something?
No, I'm not done yet. You can wait.
Okay, I can wait. Yeah.
I got next.
You've been waiting 12 years for a World Series. I can wait 12 seconds for my take.
Shut up. I didn't have high expectations going into this game, especially because the Yankees have, of the 9 players in the roster yesterday, they had 6 players with below 100 OPS plus, I believe. And 100 average. That means they have 6 players of 9 starting that are below average. And even though this team won 92 games, that's unacceptable. Like, you can't have Joey Gallo hitting 200, under 200, Odor under 200, Higashioka under 200, Gardner under 200. No one on this team showed up except Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, and that's what came down to this. Garrett Cole was not good. We paid him a shit ton of money. He was great. Sticky stuff went away. Garrett Cole turned bad. Don't know what happened there. Hopefully he's back and better next year. But just a very, very depressing season by the Yankees, taking a toll on my emotions, making my Twitter count go way up. I'm at probably 70 billion tweets right now about the Yankees losing and making me depressed. But until next year.
It's going to be a tricky season next year.
It's really tricky.
Hey, but look, now I got the Giants. I got the motherfucking Knicks. So I'm fucking hyped. The Knicks are
gonna lose too.
It's just a revolving door of sadness in New York.
Really
I'm so excited for the Knicks. Knicks are gonna be great.
For the Knicks to get
They're gonna make
for
the
the Knicks to get the 7th seed and disappoint you in a whole different
They're
way.
gonna be the 5 seed, 5 or 6.
Anyway,
I don't understand. Actually, no, Ellis, you'll go first.
But that's all I've got. That's
later
all
I'll
I've got
give
from my
mine.
Our
That's
resident
all I've
Blue Jays fan.
Shush. That's all I've got from my Yankees rant. Rough season. Hopefully we'll be back next year. Probably won't because we don't know how to use our money, all the money that we have. But everybody laugh at me.
to clarify, you said that to clarify my stance on my teams. I'm a Yankees fan, but I also follow Vladimir Guerrero Jr. wherever he goes because he's my favorite
No,
player.
shut up. You're such
So,
a
like-
bitch.
Uh-oh,
So-
infighting.
You're such a bitch.
So
The
no,
girls
I
are
just
fighting.
I follow Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at wherever I go, and then I use it as an excuse for whichever team's better to pick them. But anyway,
Loser.
Daniel, you do the exact same thing with
I
Tom
am-
Brady.
I don't do whatever team's better.
What? Yes, you do. It's just
No.
because the Bucks are better right
No,
now.
I
was-
would not.
or that was my
no,
literal
whatever.
joke. That's my whole joke with the conclusion. Anyway, an actual serious rant because I know I like to troll about baseball because it's a little bit of a boring sport. So I did something to troll on it. But this is a serious rant. I mean, some Yankees fans say, yeah, the wall robbed them, and it's been one game. And sure, that's semi-true, but like the Red Sox were the more consistent team throughout the season, and they were just better. And I think, A-Rod, with all of his dumb stuff he said yesterday, actually said something very smart. And this Yankees team has an all-or-nothing approach. They have way too many players who can hit home runs, but can't hit anything else, right? And yes, you got Stanton. Yes, you got Judge. Great players. But, like, when you have a team
Wait,
full
also,
of
sorry to interrupt,
gallows-
but you know I have to do it. Stanton shut the fucking haters up. He had such a fantastic year.
That's true, actually. He did.
Fantastic year.
Weren't you a hater, Jacob? I feel like.
I was.
No?
He shut
Oh.
me the fuck up. and
I
now
was never a
love him.
hater of Stan. Anyway, but yeah, so I think where do the Yankees go forward, right? Because they didn't deserve, even if they beat the Red Sox in this one game, they're about to get dicked on by the Rays. So it wouldn't have mattered. So where do they go forward? First off, they have to clean house. Aaron Boone's an idiot. Like I first was for him, but like especially his quotes after he lost, he said the same thing when he lost in the regular season. Plus, he was like, the league's caught up. You haven't won.
That was
won
the
in 4
stupidest
years.
quote. That
You
was
haven't
the
won-
stupidest
He
quote.
says so many stupid things.
Caught up to what? So he needs to go. And then listen, you got Judge, you got Stanton. Those are your power guys, right? Even
Wait,
sign Rizzo, right?
Just for our listeners and also for me, what was the stupid quote that he said?
He said
He
league's
said the
caught up
league
to
has
us.
caught up to us, even though they haven't finished with the best record in the league since 2012.
Anyway, the time is running out for the Yankees. They had this
Hell yeah,
core
there it is.
started 4 years ago, and they need to get back to it. They need to hire a competent manager as well as Cashman. I don't really believe in him, but he needs to balance out the roster. You have your power guys. You have your 3 power guys. Now give me 6 guys or 5. Well, Remedy's a guy who can hit. So give me 5 guys that can hit well, that can hit consistently. Because you saw the Red Sox, they have Devers who can hit home runs and doubles, but then they got Verdugo who's a clutch hit, and they got players who won't strike out or hit a home run. The Yankees need a more balanced approach if they want to be back, but they have the money for it. But I'm sure they'll find a way to disappoint every year because that's the Yankees.
All right, my turn. All right, I have a lot of respect for Jacob coming here, giving the facts, answering my FaceTime call last night. And it's all love. I do want Jacob to be happy, just not when it comes to the Yankees. I love you, buddy. And I know
Love
you
you
put
too,
a lot.
King.
I know you put a lot into the Yankee season.
What about me?
No. I just, to go back to last
Ellis,
week,
you're a
when
Blue
you were-
Jays fan.
when
No,
you
I'm a
were
Vladimir
tweeting-
Guerrero fan.
when you replying to every Red Sox score tweet, thanks, guys. Like, you had to know what goes around comes around. And the Yankees basically coming out publicly and saying, we want to play the Red Sox, and if it's a 4-way tiebreaker, that would have fire under the Red Sox ass. Nate Eovaldi, man.
I don't know
Stevie
why
and
they would have said that. I don't know why they said that.
Well, they didn't say
that's-
it, but it came
That's
out.
BS. That's BS. I doubt
It's
that's
true.
it.
It's true.
No, I doubt that. I doubt that's what motivated the Red Sox, though. I found those.
It definitely had it. I don't know if it's not why they won the game, but it definitely lit a fire under them.
Maybe.
But Nathan Eovaldi, man, hats off to him. Dude shoved in the biggest game of his life after getting lit up by the Yankees. I didn't want him to start the wild card game. I wanted them to go with Chris Sale. I was wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm admit it. But this has been the year of the Fox. I was right about the Bucks. I was right about the Red Sox. The Yankees, it's just the same thing every year. You look at this lineup, man, and 1 through 3, it's scary when Stanton's hot. But just once you got by, like Joey Gallo, all or nothing, man. I don't have any fear.
That's exactly what I said.
That's what
I
I
know, I'm
said.
agreeing with you. Gleyber Torres. Well, Ellis, here's what I'll disagree with you. You said this young core needs to be what young core? Gleyber Torres had a terrible season. Gary Sanchez isn't starting the most important game of the year.
I believe in. I don't believe in Gary Sanchez. I still believe in Torres. That's my opinion, though.
And it's like now you have so much money tied into Stanton and Cole, and also a lot of money still tied into Aroldis Chapman and DJ LeMahieu. And I would be very concerned about LeMahieu because you still pay him for 5 years, and he showed a clear step back. And with the Rays being how they are, and the Red Sox are about to be spending a lot of money because they got a lot of money coming off the books, and the Blue Jays, like, I don't know where the Yankees go from here. They need to start developing a farm system. It's not going to be fixed by waiting for Jason Dominguez to come up in 5 years. So I don't know where the Yankees are going from here.
I mean, the farm system's there. They've got some good prospects. They do have some good infield
Shout
shortstop
out
prospects,
Fishman.
especially.
Yeah, shout out Eli. But, like, they need to pitch. They need
Wait,
And-
what do you mean? No,
Yeah.
they pitched well this year, Dan. That's the one thing they did good. The Yankees were good at pitching. They couldn't hit the ball to save their life. They were like one of the best
Well,
ERAs in the league.
That's true. And I'm saying, like, long-term, they need some long-term solutions at pitching. I don't know if Nestor Cortez is the long-term solution, or Jordan Montgomery is the long-term solution, or when Garrett Cole's 35, like, where do you go? Corey Kluber is definitely not the long-term solution. So I'm saying they need young pitchers to come up and supplement them. And Debbie Garcia hasn't come through. We'll see what Severino does. But this just felt like a Red Sox-Yankees game I've seen a lot, where the Red Sox were working some great at-bats last night. Terrific at-bats. Even if they struck out, like Bobby Dahlbeck worked some great at-bats. Clevin Polecki worked some great at-bats. And the Yankees, it was just good morning, good afternoon, good night. The best at-bats really were worked by Gardner, besides the top three. So I don't know.
Gardner always works good at bats.
He always does. So I don't know where the Yankees. I saw Gary Sanchez resurgence on Twitter was saying trade for Matt Olson. Okay, buddy, calm down there. I mean, the Yankees are still going to be a good team, but unless something drastic changes, they're not winning a World Series, and that is music to my ears. But let's talk about the rest of the MLB postseason. We'll go series by series.
Hey, we missed our ugliest team of the playoffs conversation. And I think that has to, Did you not see that?
Stop.
Did you not see? Or where did Cora buy his cameras from? These are important topics.
But let's move on to the MLB postseason. The rest of it for the teams that are remaining and not going home for the 12th straight year. Just go series by series and give me what your key headline is for the series. We'll do predictions later. But Braves at Brewers. Braves won the NL East with 89 wins. The Brewers were head and shoulders the best team in the NL Central all year long. So Ellis, well, actually, I'll start with Jacob. Jacob, what are you looking for in this series? What's your key?
The big thing I'm looking for in this Brewers Braves series is if these Brewers pitchers, if they can go 7 innings, because we all know Burns, Peralta, and Brandon Woodruff, they all had fantastic years. The win and loss records don't really show it, because none of them had over 10 wins, I believe. But if they can go 7
I don't think that's
innings, no, I'm pretty sure it is. I think they all had below 10 wins. If those pitchers can go the distance, I think the Brewers will have not an easy win, because this Braves offense is good even without Acuna. But I think the Brewers pitching is going to be key to their success in this series.
I second that.
Oh, you were close, actually. Wow, that's surprising. Corbin Burns had 11 wins. Peralta had 10. So you were close. Yeah, for this, what this comes down to for me, it comes down to one guy, Freddie Freeman, because these Brewers right-handed starters are going to carve up Austin Riley, Jorge Soler. Ozzy Albies is much better from the right side. So it comes down to which left-handed hitter, and it's all about Freddie Freeman, because it's going to be a low-scoring series. The Brewers can't hit, but they sure as hell can pitch. And it also, the X factor in every Brewers series is Josh Hader, because the Braves know if they have a lead, if they're down after 7 innings, game's over. And we'll see how much the injury to Devin Williams really has an effect. But the Brewers have a deep bullpen, but it comes down to Josh Hader. And for the Braves, it's going to come down to whether Freddie Freeman can carry this offense. All right, let's move on to the next series. Let's see, what is the next series? Astros White Sox. This is really interesting to me. Obviously, the Astros have the best offense in baseball. White Sox have one of the deepest pitching staffs in baseball. Jacob, what are you looking for in this series?
Once again, are we saying who we think will win? No, right?
No, not yet. Just what's your key? What's your standout?
My key is the Astros pitching. I think the Astros pitching is fantastic, And if they're going to want to succeed, they're going to have to pitch very well, both their starters and their bullpen. Young guys coming out of the back end of the bullpen. This White Sox offense is fantastic and very young and electric. So I think for the Astros to win, they're just going to have to focus on slowing them down.
I think Astros needs their. I mean, they have been, but they need to continue to have their stars pop off. I think these are the recipes like Altuve, Correa. These guys need to have big games against White Sox's deep pitching to be good.
Yeah, the White Sox are my World Series pick, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not just one guy at the back end of the bullpen. The playoffs are won with elite pitching, and most specifically now, starters don't go deep in playoff games. So it comes down to who has a deep pitching staff. I don't think anybody has a deeper pitching staff than the White Sox, because not only are there 3 starters, well, really 4 if you throw in Dylan Cease, but just Garrett Crochet, Aaron Bummer, Michael Kopech, Craig Kimbrell, Liam Hendricks. Like, from the 5th inning on, if you have a lead, if the White Sox have the lead after the 5th inning, game's over. And I know the Astros can hit, but the Astros pitching staff just isn't as deep as the White Sox. And I feel like the White Sox offense is overlooked because they haven't been healthy at all of them at the same time this season. Now Robert's playing well. Grandal's healthy. Eloy's back. This is a really, really scary team. So I'm looking for if the Astros can jump on the White Sox stars early, because if the White Sox have a lead after 5 innings, I think it's game over. All right. We don't know about the Giants. We're not going to do Giants versus Dodgers or Cardinals because right now it's still 1-1. So the last series we'll do is my Boston Red Sox versus the Tampa Bay Rays. And I'm going to go first because I know everyone's going to say Rays in 3. And I'll admit, I was on Baseball Reference last night, and I was looking at the Rays team, and jeez, they're a scary team. The days of the no-names, scrubs, who somehow find ways to win, it's over. They have stars up and down the lineup. Brandon Lau, Mike Zunino, Austin Meadows, Wander Franco. So I'm pretty scared for this. But Eduardo Rodriguez, Chris Sale, and Nathan Eovaldi have all pitched really well against the Rays this season at times. And the Rays are throwing out 2 rookies in game 1 or 2. I fear the Rays bullpen, but I really don't fear their starters at all. So if the Red Sox can jump on it early and Garrett Whitlock comes in and Adam Ottavino and Hansel Robles has been pitching great, like they could sneak out a win. If they could sneak out 1 win in the Trop, go back game 3 in Fenway with Nathan Eovaldi, we're going to have an interesting series.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Dan made a good point. I think the Rays probably will sweep, but at the same time, you never know how rookies react to the playoffs. But then again, like to double back on what I said, it's the Rays, so probably well because everything works out for the Rays. So yeah, that's the rookies. The Rays rookies are probably like going to be the biggest factor.
Yeah, Dan Ellis said it. Obviously, the no-name days of the Rays are done, and they've got a bunch of stars now. But I think a key for this game is going to be one, JD Martinez, if he can get healthy by then, which I think he probably will. And for this Red Sox bullpen to just look like how they did last night against the Yankees.
And also, more specifically, to go into the Red Sox bullpen, Josh Taylor and Darwinson Hernandez, because the Rays, 2 of their 3 best hitters, Austin Meadows and Brandon Lau, and then you have Wander Franco as a switch hitter. They're lefties, so they got to be able. The lefty relievers have to be able to come in and do their job. They're going to get their chances. We'll see if Eduardo Rodriguez makes an appearance out of the bullpen later in the series. But I think it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to the rest of the playoffs. We'll talk about the Giants, Dodgers, or Cardinals later. Doesn't make sense to do it now because we don't know who's going to win. But let's move on to some football. Ori, take it away.
Finally, just woke up from my little baseball slumber. But let's talk about some NFL poetry. This our most popular segment by most metrics. And actually, Daniel Fox, who's been talking nonstop, gets to start us off with the AFC East. Danny, take it away.
Well, I didn't think it was right to do an AFC East poem. I did it. I have an NFC South poem that I went really hard on. So the AFC East, I know everyone's tired of me talking, but I'm just going to talk about what happened in the AFC East because without Jeremy, I can't be talking about the Jets. Their first win, Jeremy should be with us here tonight, but he's not. But I'm not going to steal his thunder. The Jets got their first win. Zach Wilson looked great, made some big time throws against the Tennessee Titans without A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. How much stock do you take into this win? Probably not too much. But for a guy who's been struggling as bad as any quarterback in the league, it's good to see Zach Wilson get the monkey off his back. Elsewhere in the AFC East, the Bills beat the Texans 40-0. It was a complete demolition. David Mills, he had more inches of necks than completions, if that makes any sense. You see what I'm trying to do there. And the Bills, from the first snap to the last, completely outclassed the Texans 40-0. Allen looking like an MVP candidate again. And now they go in and play the Chiefs. The Miami Dolphins lost to the Colts without Tua Tagovailoa. Jacoby Brissett just can't move the ball down the field in an effective manner. They've got the Bucs this week. It's going to be interesting, but I think the Dolphins, as a wild card contender, are done. And finally, the Patriots. I'm not going to talk about the Patriots because I have a little poem coming up, but that's the AFC East. I'm sorry, no poem, but I didn't feel like it was right to step on Jeremy's feet.
All right, lovely. Let's move on to Jacob with the AFC North.
Here we go. The Bengals faced the Jags on Thursday night. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase took them out, right? The Ravens handled the Broncos and scored plenty of points. Teddy Bridgewater is lucky as to concussion, and he didn't break all of his joints. The Browns scored 14, but came away with a win. As for the Browns offense, what it could have and should have been. The TikTok boys took yet another loss, making them 1-3. The Steelers are looking super fucking free.
Jacob, we got some reviews about your poetry. Apparently, it was written by a middle schooler. Is that what you said, Peyton? So
tell them to review mine.
I don't really care.
All right. So next is Ellis.
Is Peyton the one that sucks at all the video games I beat him at?
That's the one.
Wait, I got Madden 22 if you want to play.
Yeah. You need to have some
right
inflection. Now. Ellis, why don't you show us how it's done with the AFC South?
I will.
Yo, tell Peyton my next poem's better, because it is.
All right. His next poem. They want you to listen to all the poems and review whose is the best.
This one's fire.
Ellis, take away the AFC South.
The most divine poet gets stuck taking out the trash. So let's do this quickly, like John Ross running a 40-yard dash. The Jaguars team is being torn at the seams. Urban Meyer was a bit too touchy with those girls' jeans. It's not been a good look for the newly hired coach. Scandal after scandal. If the Jaguars want to win, they need a different approach. The Colts faced the Dolphins and got a much-needed win. Wentz and Pittman looked better, and Jonathan Taylor gave that Dolphins D the spins. Now the David Mills-run Texans are a sinking ship. On the Bills, they put up 0-0 zip. Finally, the leader of the garbage, the Titans of Tennessee. But that pass defense looks like they don't practice and just sip Hennessy. Despite their 2-2 record, they fell to that can't be right. The Jets, playing without Julio and AJ, are giving their fans the sweats. This division is just plain bad. I finished my poem, and for that I am glad.
Very nice, Ellis. That was definitely better than Jacob. All right, we're gonna try
that Urban Meyer line. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like the Urban Meyer.
I gotta let Ellis beat me at something.
I think Daniel might like this one.
Fanboy behavior.
Daniel might like this one because it's inspired by Pitbull. So we'll see how this goes. Patrick Mahomes to infinity. He set the league on fire. He gonna throw tutties until he falls. Set the league on fire. Tyreek goes for 186 and 3 scores. That meant fire. And CEH runs for 100 yards. Set the ground on fire. Tell them Andy. Yeah. Chiefs on fire. Tell them Andy. Yeah. Chiefs on fire. Ball. And then the little song. Broncos 3-0, or should I say Broncos 3-1. We all knew they weren't that good, and Lamar was hot as sun. Now Hollywood Brown is damn fast. That boys can run, and the Broncos are probably going to end it at the bottom of this division. I was born in a flame. Justin Herbert, everyone will know your name. He's the best the Chargers had, and with him and Eckler, they made the Raiders sad. They're on fire. They're on fire. An electrical fire. Get what I did there? Fireball. All right. So that's the AFC West in a nutshell. Thank you, Peyton.
I like that, Ori.
Thanks, Danny. I knew you would. All right, let's move on to the NFC East with Jacob Kasdan.
I did say it's better, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be good. I put minimal effort into these poems.
Oh yes. It's probably
Just
your
some
American
simple
analyst.
A B rhyme schemes. The Cowboys offense is on fire, burning the Carolina defense and making Matt Rule look dire. Washington took the dub even with Cordell Patterson's huge game. J.D. McKissick said, "It's my time to rise to fame." Philly had to play the Chiefs, and we know how this one goes. Pat Mahomes had the Eagles defense froze. And now for my big boys in blue. First dub of the season. Giants offense looking ready for the postseason. Dimes is legit, like I've been
Jacob,
saying for a while.
did you just rhyme season?
Yes, I just rhymed season with postseason. Live with it. Live with it. Danny Dimes is legit, like I've been saying for a while, and Saquon is giving me more than a million reasons to smile.
Oh, that was so cute. I see you took some
That was so
really
wholesome.
creative license with season and postseason there. I like that, Jacob.
Look, I looked up words on Rhyme Zone that rhyme with season, and there weren't many good ones that I knew what they meant.
So you chose the worst possible option.
No, you
I chose
just
an
the
option.
same word. All right, let's move on to the NFC South with Danny Fox.
All right, so it's week 4. You know what that means. I am going to start making some songs. And this was a lot harder than I thought, but I went with I'm Coming Home by Skylar Grey and P. Diddy. All right, let's do it. All right, you know I have perfect pitch, right? Okay. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell Foxborough I'm coming home. All the pain of yesterday. I know those masks. Wait. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know those mask holes await, and they've forgiven my mistake. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell Brandon Bolden I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm back where I belong. 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, I'm Tom. I feel like there's nothing I didn't win. Feel these nuts on your chin. I see Big Bill. I hate that man. Always think of me yelling when I see that hoodie. Another year, another ring. Mahomes next to me to you'll win when I'm gone. What am I supposed to do when I can't get a receiver? Easier to throw to Evans, harder to throw to Myers. What if Robert Kraft asks me to go to the spa? Damn, how do I respond? What if Mac Jones stares with a style like my own and says he wants to be like me when he's grown? Shit, but I ain't finished playing. And that's it, because the rest of the lyrics were hard.
That was so good, Danny. I liked all those jokes. That was excellent. All right. Next we have Ellis with the NFC West, probably best division in football. Take it away.
Now this is more like it, a division for the elites. Now let's get into these teams and all their beats. The 49ers are a solid 2-2 that puts them at last though. Jimmy G got injured, so now it's the Trey Lance show. This week they got beat by the Hawks. Russell Wilson came to play and told them, "Eat rocks." In the top of the division, it was the Cardinals versus Rams. The Cardinals came in and smashed them like yams. This Cardinals team are the last undefeated team left. Kyler Murray got this team playing with real chest. So are the Cardinals the best team in the NFC? Only time can tell to assess that properly.
Very nice.
I don't think Ellis has rhymed words with more than 5 letters all year.
It's all right. Yeah, simple, but it works.
Simple guy.
Hey, I rhyme season and postseason. Those both have more than 5 letters.
Foxy, Tennessee and Hennessy.
I thought that was clever.
That was pretty good. You
So
get
5
one.
is like, TENNE. So you got
Yeah,
like
I know how to
a couple more
count.
letters. Do you?
All right. And let's conclude with me. And again, the sad NFC North. Pack took on the Steelers. Man, they moved the ball. Their first place seed, pretty comfortable. Because I know what the Steelers need, a new QB. But the running back, they're pretty set. They got Najee. Vikings been around the world. They're still complaining. But their offense still needs explaining. Kirk still isn't vaccinating because he's from the NFC North. NFC North. Get Midwestern on him. You know the words to this song. The Lions suck. The Bears are okay at football. So's Justin Fields. But Dan Campbell knows what he wants. A 0-4 start. These kneecaps looking mighty fine. But fuck Jared Goff. Been 0-16. We're good at losing. Ford family needs to explain it. All I really need to understand is why am I still a fan? Why am I still a fan? That's it. So that's the NFC North. Talk dirty, Jason Derulo, so we don't lose our creative license.
That was really good.
Thanks, Danny.
Dirty by Ori Benari.
I have to say, it's so hard to make those poems like as songs. I have to give you a lot of credit. You're very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, this wax sport of the week, I'm sorry, is a little boring. I'll come back with hotter guests this next week. But this wax sport of the week is, drum roll please, two-handed tennis. It's kind of like it's a variation of tennis, to be fully honest with you. And it was introduced by Professor Don Mueller. And he teaches physics actually. And there is a federation, it's official in Moscow, Russia. And how you play is pretty much it's names in the game. The game's in the name, names in the game. So you got two hands and you have two rackets, and it's like normal tennis, but you have two rackets. It's supposed to improve a lot of hand-eye coordination, especially on your non-dominant hand, as that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, and then the rest of the rules of the tennis are the same, but the two rackets are in your hand. So that is two-handed tennis. Thank you, Don Mueller. Thank you, Toppin Sports. With that, let's wrap up this very good episode and a lot of content episode of the podcast. If you want to listen to our podcast, you can subscribe to our podcast at Who's on Top of apostrophe S, Who, ONTOP. Yeah, we're wherever we're but Amazon, so go there. It's on Spotify, turn on notifications, follow us. Save our episodes so you always know when new episodes are out. Episodes come out like Saturday, Sunday, and Sunday, depending on the day. Social media, follow us at What Thought Podcast, our Twitter and Instagram. Twitter is Dan posting, and he'll probably let you know when the new podcast is out. Our Instagram has me, and we got Photoshops, we got all that stuff. We got Photoshops, we got polls, we got Hall of Fame, Hall of Shame, and a bunch of stuff like.
We also got shirtless guys in Elsa's background.
Yeah, we got my roommate. So yeah. Follow both social medias, and also on our Instagram is the link in our bio. Talking about YouTube, check out Who's on Top, WHO'SONTOP. Like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications like Spotify, so you'll always know when the new podcast episode is out. I think that is all for this week. Have a great week. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Stay safe, stay healthy. Sweater weather. Goodbye. It is feather weather. See, Eddie. Goodbye.